Hi guys, welcome to Love to Code. My name is Nawaz and in this video I will be talking about how for loop works in C programming. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. I would recommend you to watch this video till the end. I will be showing you practical ways to write a for loop. Will this for loop work? Watch this video till the end to know the result. Before starting, we should know what is loop in programming. Looping in programming languages is a feature or a facility available for a programmer to execute a set of instructions for a specific number of times. So what is a for loop? A for loop is a repetition control structure that allows you to efficiently write a loop that needs to execute specific number of times. So let's see the syntax for a for loop in C programming. So here you can see the syntax. We have to write for open a bracket, and there is a statement 1 followed by a semicolon, and there is a condition followed by a semicolon, and then there is a statement 2. So after closing this bracket, we have to open a flower bracket, and inside this we are going to write a set of instructions. So for example, for I have shown here, for int I is equals to 0, I is lesser than 10, I plus plus, and inside this for loop we are right for loop block we are trying to print the value of I from 0 to 9. So when the for loop executes, the statement 1 gets executed only once, and then it checks for a condition. If this condition is true, then the code inside the for loop block gets executed. Once this code gets executed, the control moves to the statement 2. This statement 2 can be an increment operator, decrement, update, multiplication, etc. Once statement 2 gets executed, then it will check for a condition. If this condition is true, and again it will execute all the statements present inside the for loop. This will continue until and unless the condition is false. We have to note that statement 1 gets executed only once before starting the for loop, and statement 2 and condition gets executed repeatedly. So let me show you a flow diagram for a for loop. First we can initialize, then we are checking for a condition in the for loop. If this condition is true, we are entering into the block, and we are executing this block of code. Then after that we are going to a statement 2 that can be an increment, decrement, or any kind of a statement, and then again we are going to check the condition. If the condition is true, we'll continue this process. If this condition is false, we'll come out of the loop and execute other statement. Let us see the practical ways to implement a for loop. So as discussed earlier, we'll be checking whether this kind of a for loop will work or not. For semicolon semicolon, and then let us print hello statement, hello word in a printf statement. When we execute the statement in a normal compiler, actually what happens in a normal compiler is, after executing this complete code, we'll get the result. Since this for loop will work definitely and it will run for infinite time, we might not get the output, and it will be keep on running, and it will never end. So let me execute this, and we can see that it keeps on running, and we'll get hello world as an output. So most common implementation of a for loop is, they will first you in first statement they will initialize any variable. For example, if you want to print this hello statement for 10 times, I will initialize in I is equals to 0, and then check whether I is less than 10, and then I will increment I, and then I will try to print this hello world. Now let me print this in the next line. So now we can see that the hello world will be printed 10 times. Let oh yeah, so here we got the output hello world will be printed 10 times. This is the most common for loop implementation. So it is not mandatory that int I should be initialized or declared in this for loop itself. We can also put this outside. Let us also try with, oh, this was the output of a previous one which was running for infinite time. So let me initialize this outside and execute a for loop. This will definitely work, and we'll get the output for 10 times. Let me reduce it for 5 so that we'll get a we can differentiate between this output. So let me execute this, and we can see that it gets executed, and it is not compulsory to have increment operator here itself. So let me remove this and let me add it here after this printf statement. So let me execute this and see whether this time let me reduce this to 3 and let me execute this code. So we can see that this also works fine. So the case here is, if you want to avoid an infinite loop, we have to use the statement or condition, this condition here. So let me use a break statement and break this loop. So if I is greater than 3, we have to break this. So let us take I is greater than 4. So we are printing hello world 4 times. We have to break this statement for loop. So let me execute this code and see, we'll get the output, and we are printing it 5 times, that is since we have included with 0. So for loop can be implemented in many ways, and let us also see whether we can print a hello world using a single line statement using a for loop. So for that, what I will do is I will remove this and I will execute this statement here. So this will print us the out hello world, and then it will check for a condition. Since this condition doesn't have anything, it will run for infinite loop. Let me give 0 so that it will take false. Let me execute this. This should execute only once. Yeah, so how for loop works is that printf, this will get executed once and then it will check for condition. If this condition is true, it will go inside the loop. If after executing all the instructions inside the loop, it will come and check for the statement 2 whether increment decrement. If we are not mentioning, there is no problem, but for loop will work without mentioning statement 1, condition and statements 2. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe and share for more videos.